just have a look at these two sheets that I have with me. The first sheet that I have, it has got some data like first name, last name, payment. It's about t-shirts, different t-shirts that are getting sold, the color of the t-shirt and size of the t-shirt, etc. And there is another sheet which has got, let's say, city, product, sales of that city, profit, etc., etc. Okay. So in last session, what we did was we got acquainted ourselves with the environment of Excel, right? So what we have learned so far is we have learned about the environment in which we used to work. Then, if you remember, we have seen or we have talked about uh, cell alignment. Do you remember that? There was an option for this cell alignment. We have explored this option in the last session. Do you remember alignment about the cell? So it was like you can center align or left align, or there was one more option that we have explored. It was about merging cell. Okay, that is merge and center. So if you want, I'll just start from that point onwards, and we will then begin with our today's session. So let's say I want to give a heading. I will right click on this row. Once I right click, I get different options related to row. I want to insert a new row. So if I click on insert row, one more row will get inserted on top of it. Okay. So maybe I will insert one more row. So this way you can insert a row or you can also insert a column. Insert. So here I want to give a name that information, or rather it should be product report. Okay, product report is the name of this entire table. Instead of, look, this doesn't look good. This product report is going in one column and this entire table is somewhere else. So what I do is I select all these three columns. I select column A, B, C, D, and then I use option called as merge and center. So it merges those columns and it centers the text to the center of the merged columns. So if I click on this merge and center, you can see the effect here. It has merged this entire column and the text has appeared in the center of this merge. Then I may give the different effects to it. Okay, I may make it bold or whatever I want to do with it. Fine. So this merge and center option we have explored. Maybe I can change the size and bring it to the center. I can underline it, whatever I want to perform, any operations I can perform on it. Fine. So I will have borders to it, borders, right? So this way we can use merge and center. Now, if you remember, we have also talked about fill series. Do you remember this option? Fill series option. Do you remember this fill series option?
Yes, kind of, but if you can show it again, how to fill series.
Okay. Okay.
Give
So
an
fill
example.
series is, yes, definitely. Fill series is basically if I want to develop a series of numbers or series of days or months. In that case, we, instead of typing each and every number, or instead of typing each and every month or day, we can develop a series of it. Okay, so the option is autofill. It is there in the home tab. See, there is a home tab. In the home tab there is an option called as fill. This fill option, it will help you to develop a series of numbers or series of names. For example, I will insert a new column here. Okay. So how do I insert a column? You select a column. When you click on any of the alphabet, any of the column name, the entire column gets selected. So I want to select a column A. So I'll click on column A. So now the entire column has been selected. Right click and then you say insert. So a column to the left of that column will be inserted. Fine. So I'll click on insert and a column will get inserted. So now here I'm going to add one more column and that column will be serial number. Okay, this column is going to be serial number and then I'll box it like that. Okay, borders. Fine. Now here I want, instead of typing 1, 2, 3, it is okay. Right now it is small table, so it is fine. Suppose there are 1,000 records. Instead of typing 1, 2, 3, 4 till 1,000, I'll just create one series and in 5 seconds I can do it. Okay. How do you do that? There are some steps that you need to follow. What is the step? Right now we are talking about something called as autofill, or it is nothing but fill series. Okay. So what are the steps for it? The steps for it is, the first step is provide you need to first provide the starting number, then you need to provide the step over number. Step over number means the difference between the two numbers. And then the third is you develop the series by using fill option. Okay, so first you provide the starting number, then you provide the difference between the two numbers, and then you drag and provide the fill option. Okay, so now we are going to do the same thing here. I want to start with 1. It is not necessary that every time I have to start with 1. I can start with 623 also. That is okay. Okay, so generally we start with 1. So I'm going to, my first number will be 1. The difference that I want to provide is, I want to have a difference of 1 between two numbers. So the next number will be 2. Okay, then you need to select both the cells together. After you select both the cells together, on the right hand corner you come across this black plus. Can you see? This is white plus, but if I take my pointer to the corner on the right hand side, it will become black plus. This is called as fill handle. Okay, what is it called as? This is called as fill handle. Okay, the black plus will be called as fill handle. So select first and second number, then use the fill handle, and now I have to drag it. The moment I start dragging down, it fills the series, and leave it. Leave the mouse and you can see that it has on its own filled up the series of numbers. So 1 to 14 it has generated. So similarly, let's say if I have to develop some other numbers like 3, 6. So now my difference is 3. So select the first one and then type the second one and then select both of them together. When I select both of them together, the fill handle will appear and drag it. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating a table of 3 now, isn't it? So now the difference between two cells is of 3. Similarly, I can use it like January, February, March, April, May, June, like that. Okay. So for months, it is not necessary that it has to be uh, vertical. It can also be a horizontal thing. For example, if I type January here, February beside it. Now I have to select this way horizontally and I can drag it. So I have got column headings now. Instead of heading, I have got column headings. So I can enter a data for each month according to the month name, like that, isn't it? Or I can also drag it upwards or left and right. For example, 0, 1, like that. If 0 and 1 are selected, if I drag towards the right hand side, it will develop positive integers. But if I select 0 and 1 here, and if I drag towards the left hand side, it will create negative integers, right? So either way, you can drag it up, down, left, right, that way, fine. So the fill series can generate numbers, it can generate months. For that matter, it can also generate weekdays. For example, I am saying Sunday, Monday, and then I dragged weekday. It created or it has filled up series of weekdays. Okay, so if you can see, this has created a series of weekdays. After I select and created a series of weekdays, and you see that there is something autofill options on the right hand corner. There are different options that come up: fill days, fill formats. There is a last option called as fill weekdays. If I choose this fill weekdays option, then what do you see? Did you notice something? Did you notice something here? See, after Friday, I do not get Saturday and Sunday. What do I get? I directly get Monday. Where will be this useful? Let us see, I am marking attendance. For marking attendance, I do not need Saturday and Sunday because my school doesn't work on Saturday and Sunday, right? So in that case, the fill series option do not need Saturday and Sunday. So what I did is I excluded those and I only kept weekdays, right? So this is how you can fill weekdays also. So we
How can
have
you how
said
can you select,
yes,
like, how did you select this? So Sunday was there already as the first day.
yes. I entered Sunday, I entered Monday, and then I dragged down.
And in the next fill, Sunday did not appear.
Yes, because I chose that option. Sunday,
Okay.
Monday, and then use the autofill. Okay. Now there are fill options. Can you see autofill options?
Okay.
So you select this drop down and there is a last option here, fill weekdays. So it will only fill weekdays and it will not fill weekends. Fine. So when I choose this, it will be After Friday, I'll get Monday and not Saturday, Sunday. Similarly here also.
Okay.
So
Um,
yes,
there's an option, it says filled formatting. Can you right click? Yeah, so it says fill formatting, fill
yes,
without
formatting.
formatting.
Yes,
So
yes.
what does that mean and how we can use that?
Okay, so fine. So probably suppose it is like I have used this. I'll start from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. And then
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, Monday. Okay. And to this I have used some fill color. Let's say that's pretty bad. So let's use. Okay. Then I have made it bold. Okay. And I have increased the size, etc. etc. Okay. And then I continued like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I can say fill handle. What kind of options you want? You want to fill series? You want to fill only formatting,
Fill uh
or you want to fill
without formatting.
without formatting, or you want to only fill series including formatting, like that. Formatting means whatever aesthetic look we give to the cell. We change its background color, we change the font, we change the text size, we make it bold. That entire thing is called as the formatting of that cell.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to fill the series with formatting, without formatting. That those
Okay.
are the options. Okay, fine.
So series would be Sunday or
Series is a consecutive uh, days, weekdays,
mm, okay.
series of days
Okay.
from Monday to Sunday to Monday.
Okay.
Fine. Okay. Now, so things were straightforward so far, but now they are not going to be. What we have seen in the field series, we have seen field series of what all things. We have seen field series of numbers. We have seen field series of days, right? Sunday, Monday, like that. We have seen field series of months also, like January, February, etc. What about field series of text? What about field series of text? That is what we are now going to look at. So let us say I want to develop so I'm going to develop a series of text now. I'll remove this formatting, everything I'll remove. I'll just no fill. So when I say no fill, it will be like back to normal. Okay. Now I'm going to have A. Then I'm going to have B. Now, if I develop a series of 8, what is the next character that I'm expecting? Can you think and tell me?
C.
Yes. That is very natural thinking, which is not wrong. Okay, first of all, let me go. I need to remove the ones that. Just give me a moment. I have already created it, so it is showing me. But I'll remove it so that first we will understand the problem and then we will find out the solution. Okay, now I am going to start. I'm going to say A, B, and then I'll select and then I'll drag down. Let's see what happens. Is it developing the series here? No. It is just copying A B A B A B. No matter how many times I keep on dragging. it is just going to give you ABAB. See, for the simple reason that 1, 2, 3 was numbers. January, February was predefined months. Even for that matter, Sunday, Monday, etc., they are predefined days, isn't it? So, Excel could think on its own and develop a series of such numbers, names, weekdays, and months. But A and B, they are text values. Okay, so it cannot develop a series of text values because after A, it may be anything, isn't it? It's like if at all I have something called as, let's say, pen, then it may be something called as pencil. Okay, here. It may be something called as a pencil, or it may be something called as box. It does not know what is next, right? It's a textual value. So it cannot develop a series of text values. But if you want to develop a series of text value, then you cannot use autofill. In that case, you have to create your own custom list. Okay, so it's a customized fill that you can create. So now today we are going to study something called as something called as custom list. Okay, so you can say this is an extension of autofill. So it's a fill series but created by user, not provided by Excel. Okay,
I
so
have a
I'm going
question. So
sorry.
earlier when, yeah, sorry. So I have a question. When earlier when you put A, B, it bring in sequences. It
Yeah,
brings in sequences like A, B, C, D. But then all of a sudden you made some change. You
mm,
made some changes, and now it's not in the series.
yeah,
It's just
yeah,
copying.
yeah.
Why
Because
do we
there,
have to do it, or
no, no,
was
no,
already filled in there?
no. See, actually, I had already created one custom list.
So do we have to create a custom list
Yes,
before we making anything?
yes, yes. We
I
have to
mean,
create
how?
a custom list and then we can use it.
But now it's not using this. Now it's not giving A, B, C, D. Now it's just copying, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
earlier it was giving an option A, B, C, D, and then
Mhm.
you made some change in your computer, and then you said you will go through first, you will delete everything, and then you will go first. First we will learn the answer, and then we will think. Then we will go over the question.
Yes. So actually, what happened is the custom list was already made by me. So it was showing you ABCD, but then I deleted it because I wanted to show you from the beginning. So I deleted the one that I already created, and now we have started from the fresh point.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Mhm.
So now we are going to see how to create a custom list. So let us see how we can go about it. There are some steps. So if you want, you can note them down. Okay. So see, I suggest that for Excel training,
Mhm.
you should be ready with a notepad and a pen because there
Mhm.
are some options basically. So
Mhm.
if you just simply write down those options, it will be easier for you to repeat it if you are doing on your own.
Mhm.
Okay, so what I suggest is the way that I am writing in notepad is you
Mhm.
write the topic name and under that topic you write the options that I'm choosing. So it will be a booklet ready for you side by side. Fine.
Okay.
So the topic that we are right now working on is custom list.
Okay.
And how to go about it, that we will be saying. So now I want to develop a series of alphabets. As you can see, I'm not able to develop a series of alphabets because it's a text and it does not know what is next. It just repeats A, B, A, B, A, B multiple times. Okay. So now we will find the solution for it. What we need to do is, if you notice, all these options, all these tabs are in white color, isn't it? There is only one tab of file which is in green color, right? So why is it different from others? That first we will understand. That this particular file tab, it is different from the other tabs in Excel sheet. Why is it different? Because options that you see, in file tab, they are applicable for multiple workbooks, whereas options that are present here, they are applicable to only that workbook. Okay, so whatever options that you set in file tab, they are applicable across multiple workbooks, that means multiple files. Fine. So to go to a custom list, first of all I'll have to go to file. In file there is one option called as options, right? So I'll write here, first you go to file, then you go to options. Okay, then once you go to options, you will come across a new dialog box. This is called as a dialog box. Okay, this is called as a dialog box. In this there are some categories. That category that you should use is advanced. Okay, so where do you have to go to? You have to go to advanced category. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Okay, so advanced, and then you'll have to scroll a bit. You'll have to scroll a bit till you get something called as general. Can you see this general category here? Right? So you go to this general category, and in this general category there is something called as, there is a button called as edit custom list. So you choose this edit custom list. I'm going to write here, in advanced there is a category called as general. And in this general category there is a button, it is called as edit custom list. Okay, so you should click on this edit custom list. The moment you click on this custom list, let us see what happens. Where is it? Okay, here. Okay, edit custom list, right? I'm going to click on it. Now you will not see all of these in your Excel sheet because you have not created any edit custom list. I have already created many custom lists, so I can see all these here. I want to add elements in my list. It's like I am going to a grocery shop and I get a cart, isn't it? In the cart, I put many items that I want to buy, and all those items are in my cart which I want to pay later on. I'll pay bill for and I'll get it home. Similarly, you can imagine this entry as a cart wherein you put all the elements of your Excel custom list. So here I type separated by comma all the elements that I want to add in the custom list. So here I'm going to type A, comma B, comma C, comma D, comma E, comma F, comma G, like this up to Z. Okay, I'll not waste time in that. After adding the entries, after typing the entries, I'll have to click on add. And do you see that it gets added here, custom list, right? Click on OK and then say OK. So what do you do here is you enter list element, list entries, and then click on add. Okay, so now the list gets created. Now let us check after creating the list, is it added? A, B, sorry, B. Now it should not repeat A, B, A, B, right? What it should do? It should create a list now. Do you see? E, F, G. After G also, it will start with A again. Right. So as you can see, it has now developed a series of alphabets because we have created the custom list. Right. Now see, every time you do not have to type. Right now it was only 3-4 characters, so I could type and create a custom list. What if, let's say, I have a department in my company. There is a department. Okay, there are different departments. Let's say there is accounts department, there is a store department, there is a quality check department, then there is a maintenance department, then there is a sales department, manager department, finance department. Like that, there are 500 departments in my company. And every time I do not want to type 500 names. Okay, so what will I do? I'll create a custom list for it. So suppose I have a list here like accounts, finance, manager, then store, then let's say what else, marketing, okay, then HR, like this. That's a series. Let's say these are 500 names. Okay, so I want to generate a series of such departments. So what I'll do, I'll go to file, again the same thing, options. Can you tell me what is the next one? Advanced. Advanced. Then you scroll down, and then in the general category you will find something called as edit custom list. In the general category you will find edit custom list. Now why I'm telling you this again, because every time you do not have to type here. Sometimes the list is already there, you just have to import it. Okay, so this list that is already there, I'm going to import it. So I will not type it here. Can you see there is an option called as import? So you click on this button. The moment you click on this button, this window will be minimized. Okay, so I'll click on this button and this window gets minimized. And then what you do is you select this entire list. Fine. So the moment I select this entire list, it takes the range, that is starting from D2 to D7. D2 is what? Accounts. And D7 is what? Till HR. So from D2 to D7, entire list will be taken. Okay. So it has selected, but the most important thing is I'll have to click on import. Unless and until I click on import, it will not be imported. Okay, so you will have to click on import. The moment you click on import, do you see that it got added here? Okay, now you click on and let's cross check. I'll say accounts, then I'll say finance, and then I'll drag down, right? So my job has become easier now. I do not have to type every time, right? So, like if it is a list of cities, suppose my store is having multiple branches, okay, like like it is in somewhere different cities or different countries, fine. So it is UK, USA, then let's say somewhere France or whatever. So I can develop a series of branches in such a way instead of typing. So type first two names and drag down with your own list. So this is what
Okay.
we have talked about, the custom list, and this is how you should go about it. So these are different options, which with the help of which you can create your own list. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Now this list that we have created, suppose if I create a new file, what do you think that this particular, I'm creating a blank workbook now, that custom list, will it be available here also or not?
Yeah.
Should it be? Yes. So let us try. Now I have not created any custom list in this fresh workbook. But if I say A, B,
Uh-huh. That
and
will repeat.
will it be available?
Yeah.
That means it is global.
Yeah.
It is present or it is available throughout multiple worksheets across multiple workbooks.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the advantage of using the customized worksheet or custom list.
Okay.
Fine. Okay. Now I'll discuss one more point, and then looks like we'll have to stop for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We are going to talk something about name range. Okay. The next topic that we are going to talk about, it is called as named range. Means what? I have this data with me. Okay. I have this data with me, which is, let's say, sales city wise. There is a sales of something something. Okay, and maybe I will have one more quantity. Okay, so it will be anything that doesn't really matter. Okay, so there is a quantity column here. Now what happens is I want to use this particular column at multiple places. Okay, and I want to refer it to. So let's say, what is the range of this sales column? Can you tell me? It starts from D4, isn't it? Can you see? If you remember, we have talked about this. This is called as a name box. What is
Yeah.
the purpose of name box? It tells you the position of the active cell. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, where are you? Right now, I am in cell D4. That is column D and row 4 from that column. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to select a range of cells. So, starting from D4 till D18. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so this is the range where right now I am in. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so this range I'm talking about. I want to refer to this sales range all the time. Now, suppose right now I know that this is D4 to something D18, but if I'm somewhere here, if I'm somewhere here in column AP3, and I want to go back to that particular sales column, I want to refer to it. Is it possible for me to remember where is the sales column? No, It is not possible, because every time I will be working in a sheet which has got large number of tables, large number of columns, and large number of rows. So it is not possible for me to remember the range of each and every tables, each and every column, isn't it? So instead of me remembering the range, I will create my own range and give a name to it. Okay. So what I do is I create a set of range and give a name to it. And how do I do that? You select a range, go to name box and type the name of that range and then press enter. So what do you see here? You will come, suppose right now, let's say I am here and I want to go back to that particular sales. I want to see the sales. So instead of jumping there, what I'll do is I'll go to name box, and in the name box, if you click on the drop down, I'll find out cell. If I select cell, it will take me to that. Okay. So what do you do here is you select the range, go to name box, go to the name box and enter, what do you say, provide name to range, and that's what you have to do. Okay. So it's very simple. You have to just provide name to the range. Similarly, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide a range. How it is useful, that is, we first of all will see. I'm going to use quantity and enter. So now I have got two name ranges. One is sale and the other one is quantity. Imagine that I am in sheet 2. The advantage is, suppose I'll clear everything here. Advantage is in sheet 2 also I have these ranges. They are present across the workbook. Okay. So I can, from sheet 2, I can jump to that worksheet. Let's say if I select quantity right now, it will take me to that sheet again. Okay. And for example, if I go to sheet 2 and I say equal to, I'll tell you this later on. Equal to is a formula always begins with equal to sign. Okay. So I'll say equal to cell. Cell is what? Cell is the name range multiplied by quantity. Getting my point? So what it is doing is it is multiplying it. So I do not have to provide numbers on its own. It is working with that particular name range and giving you the value. Fine. So later on we will study this into details also. But you can use it for calculations also. Name ranges are basically, they can be very much useful in performing calculations, used in calculations like that. Is it fine? So we have talked about custom list and we have talked about named ranges. So I think we'll stop here for the day, and then whatever we have studied so far, you please repeat it at your own